So the NCP stands for the National CEO Programme. This comes from an initiative from the Sharaka, the private public partnership, and actually now takes the form of a gift to the nation from His Majesty the Sultan. The idea is very simple. It's that we're putting together a process, if you like, a learning process, a developmental process that is going to enable the economy to shift from commodities, oil and gas, for example, out of the ground, towards human talent, to creativity, innovation, thinking, in ways that are going to create real value for the Omani economy, really by placing the economy more at the centre of the global economy than it is at the moment. The really important thing to understand here is that the key to all of this is understanding an element of the global economy which people call the digital vortex. And really put simply, this is about how certain people, primarily from places like Silicon Valley, have really changed the game. They've rewritten the rules of how you make money in the global economy and create value. And we've got that rule book, we've got a kind of chart, we've got an understanding of how to apply all of those tools. And what we want to do is take people on a journey that says, it doesn't matter where in the economy of Oman you now come from, we're going to take you on this journey, and 9 months from now, you're going to be a game changer, and you're going to understand how to create value for the Omani people, because remember, this is a gift from the Sultan to the nation, in a way that says, we're creating value in the global economy, that's bringing value into Oman, and at the same time, and I hope this is the gift of the Omani people to the global economy, we're creating value for people out there who right now have never heard of this country. They don't even know what a sultanate is. We're hoping to put Oman at the heart of that digital vortex in a way that says what it does, how it thinks, and how it creates value is meaningful to people everywhere. Things that we're encouraging our participants always to think about is what we call prototyping. This is the idea that you test something out, you see what works, you see what doesn't work, and you then redesign very quickly to make sure that you're always focusing on what driving the success factors, if you like. So the first cohort, NCP1, was the first prototype. And in that we have primarily people from Muscat with a particular kind of education, primarily highly educated overseas. That was fantastic. They've created an enormous amount of value. There are new businesses arising, there's innovation. We've proven the concept, if you like. But in doing that, we've learned a huge amount, and we're now in NCP2. NCP2 is the second iteration, the second prototype. It builds on everything that we learned in NCP1. The cohort is slightly different. There are 35 people. There's more people from outside Muscat, more people who've been educated in Oman only, for example. There's a slightly broader spread of the sectors and the types of companies that they come from. And what's fantastic here is that we're learning how to really move the learning process in a deeper way, a bigger impact, if you like. We're already thinking about NCP3, the third cohort, where we'll have another 35 people. And what we're seeing there is that we should have 35 people who are from outside Muscat, if we can find the talent, more diverse in the sense of maybe the proportionality of women and men, equal diversity among the women and the men, and a real appreciation that we have if you like, a wider spread across the cohort. So maybe a few more young people. At the end, we should be looking at 100 people, and I think of this as kind of, there's an Arabic saying that diversity is the fingers on your hand. So we've had kind of NCP1 and NCP2, and they're doing a bit of this. When we have all three cohorts together, people will say, I see the hand, I see the diversity, and we'll be doing this. It's a kind of come on, we know how to do this, come in. There are no surprises here, everything is known, and hopefully it's a thumbs up at the end. So we will start recruitment on the 27th of February this year, and we will close on the 13th of March, so a 2-week window. We have to have a small application window because the actual process then of assessing who comes through that process is very rigorous and it's very time consuming. This involves actually reading all of the submissions and so on. It's really important for us to get submissions from as many, or applications from as wide a pool of people as possible, because what we're looking for is this idea of talent, people that are going to be able to come on this developmental journey, really embrace the idea of becoming a game changer, and think in a new way, on a big scale, in a short space of time. So again, 9 months from now, we want people to have gone from here, out here, and say, I'm really looking at the global economy in a different way. Those people have got to come from right the way across Oman, because everyone has a part to play in this. Ideally, they're going to be people who have an understanding of their contribution to the organisation. They're going to give in their application information about how the programme is going to help them. They'll have done their research, everything's on the internet, everything's on our website. They'll have followed the instructions on the website very carefully, answered all the questions that we ask there to show that they really understand what we're about. And then we can be confident that we're choosing 35 people who at the end will be creating significant value at global scale for Oman. They may not do that within the first 5 months of graduation, but we will be absolutely certain that within 5 years, let's say, all 35 of those will be doing something that has significantly changed a global segment in some kind of way. Formally, what we're looking for are people that have a degree. They've got 8 years of management experience, which could be managing people, it could be managing a resource, it could be managing a process, and they're able to, if you like, do business in English, because this program is in English. What I'm really also looking for are applications where people say, even if I've not got that qualification, that set of entry requirement, I'm putting in my application because I want you to know that I exist. I want you to register in some kind of way the talent that is sitting here, and I want you to think about my future in relationship to the business leadership community that you're building. I can make a promise that every application that comes in I will look at, and my team will look at, and we'll be really considering what are we seeing at the different stages of the application process. And what I hope we can then do is really ask people to come back for open feedback, where we say, if you're in this category, because everyone will know kind of where they fell or where the process ended for them. If you're in this particular category, these are the things that you need to think about if you want to take your business forward. So in effect, we're giving some really good business consultancy for free, in a way that says, we really understand where you are, we really understand where you can go, and we're starting to put you on the pathway that says, if you follow this counsel, if you understand the kind of tools that we're giving you, then you can move yourself along that pathway to achieve a really powerful new business future in a way that is a great deal more easy, because you're aligning with the NCP, than if you don't do that. Again, we're trying to keep everything really, really simple. The other element of that is that what we're hoping to do is get people who've really benefited from the NCP to say, these are the tools, these are the concepts, these are the things that made the difference to me. I'm going to come and talk to people in a structured way about why that matters, and I'm going to show them how to use that tool. For me, it's a bit like vocational training. What we're going to be saying is, here's a tool, here's a requirement, here's why you use that tool, here's the problem that it solves, use it, see where it takes you. If we do that sufficiently often in a very kind of, again, a structured way, we can say to people, look, you can go from here to, again, being somewhere out here and have benefited from the NCP without ever necessarily having come into a formal NCP session. This is all about community exchange, where business leaders are really saying to each other, this is what worked for me, I can really recommend it, why not give it a go? So yeah, we're very interested in talent. We have no, if you like, we have no quotas or whatever. We respond to what comes to us, which is why we want as many people to apply as possible, because we want to see, if you like, as large a potential talent pool as exists in Oman. We're really interested in if you like, seeing more women in that application process, because women are half the talent pool. Women have not applied so far in great number, I think because they see more difficulty in entering the process maybe than their colleagues. That's because I think this is a demanding program. It asks a great deal of, if you like, time away from work, as well as time at work, and of course there's family life. So I think getting the balance right for that may present a seeming challenge. What we would say is the women on the program so far have managed that balancing act in a way which says it can be done. So don't be afraid, if you like, of saying, can I do this in a way that is neither going to destroy my career nor my family? And the answer is yes, you can. We'd like to see more SMEs in the program, because what we've seen is that the SME owners, if you like, the SME leaders that have come into the program really create change in a very fast way. They apply what they learn immediately. So we have someone on NCP2, for example, who within 3 months of the program has grown his workforce by 10%. He's employing 25 people. He's doing that because he's been able to make the business more profitable, and he's been able to spot new opportunity, and he's been able to operationalize that immediately. So we really value that, because that's the engine of job creation, if you like. That's the engine of value creation. We want to see more digital natives. So these are younger people for whom technology is a natural part of life, to be in this particular cohort, because we want this really strong emphasis on the global vortex. We want people to say, we're going to go into this game-changing space, we're going to understand the role of technology, and then we're going to come out the other side, and we're going to be doing something that we weren't equipped to do before. And we're going to be doing that by looking outwards, out into the global economy, rather than kind of looking here or backwards into Oman. This is about really moving people into a new space. And we think that if we have that kind of characteristic in NCP3, then it balances again this idea of diversity as 5 fingers on a hand. Together, all of these different kinds of people are going to reflect the reality of the Omani economy, and together they're going to be able to look at opportunity both in Oman and in the global economy in a way that says all of this is open, and the more we share with each other, the more we share our understandings, the more quickly we can just go out and discover that. And the way I like to think about this is that they're all kind of sailors in the great tradition of Oman's seafaring past. The digital vortex is the ocean. They're equipped to go out onto the ocean, sail off, find incredible things, bring back amazing discoveries to Oman, and in that process create and enrich the diversity that is in Oman in ways that bring about, I guess, a much greater future where value creation is both economic and social. Everyone gains from this process.